Okay, thank you very much. Welcome to this planning committee meeting held on Tuesday, 21st of July. Welcome to those people who are streaming online. My name is Malcolm Ripple and I'm the chair of the Strathbogie Shire Planning Committee. Until further notice, all meetings conducted by Strathbogie Shire Council will be virtually used using Zoom and live stream on our website, www.strathbogie.vic.gov.au. This ensures we are meeting the Victorian Government's social distancing requirements to slow the spread of coronavirus COVID-19 and help keep our community safe. We encourage all community members to watch the meeting online, given we have had to close the public gallery until further notice following legal advice around how to comply with COVID-19 social distancing rules. People wishing to make submissions for items on the planning committee agenda may do so by 1, submitting further written statement, which will be read by the chair, 2, requesting to make their submissions via telephone, or 3, making a presentation via pre-recorded video that is sent to council prior to the meeting. The planning department will be in touch with relevant parties prior to the meeting so that appropriate arrangements can be made. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting. I pay my respects to their elders past and present. Have we any apologies?
Yes, Mr. Chair, from Cheryl and
Thank you. Any others? On your agenda, we're on to 4, confirmation of the minutes of the planning committee meeting held on Tuesday, 23rd of June 2020. Mover. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Mason. Seconded by Councillor Williams. Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. That's 7-5. Have we any disclosures of interest? Thank you, Councillor.
And disclose a conflict of interest and not participate in disclosure.
Thank you. Okay. Now we move on to planning reports. And the first one today is in the hands of our principal planner, Melissa Crane, and it's 6.1 planning permit application number P2020-048, use and development of land for a dwelling at 126 Meads Lane, Longwood East, and I just note that Councillor Thompson has left. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The application before us is for a single dwelling to be constructed on an existing 2-car allotment at 126 Meads Lane. The property actually accesses off of the Mansfield Road. The property is 21.76 hectares in size, and it is proposed for a 5-bedroom house with an associated vineyard. The vineyard will be approximately 4 acres in size. We're utilising dry land compatible vines that don't need to be particularly irrigated, so the limited water on site won't impact the ability for that development to be pursued. The balance of the land will be used to grow that to fatten cows for sale. The application was advertised to nearby adjoining owners and there were no objections received. It's before the planning committee today because it's on a small lot in the farming zone. However, they have been able to provide a farm management plan that provides for residential use to be supported by that farming enterprise. And it also incorporates the consolidation of another crown allotment within the development, so consolidation of 2 crown allotments. which is in accordance with our local planning policy framework. It is respectfully requested that the application be issued with a planning permit for the dwelling at 126 Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the application being heard before this committee, the criteria of small lot being within the boundaries. So we have a recommendation. It is recommended that council resolve to grant the permit in accordance with the officer's recommendation. I note that there's 19 conditions, 3 planning notes, 1 environmental health note, and 1 engineering note. Remove. Thank you, Councillor Mason. Second, Councillor. Thank you. Councillor Mason.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I note the recommendation is to decide to grant the permit, and I note the many conditions, the 173 agreement must be further subdivided, but the farm has been consolidated into allotments. The farm management plan, I've been down to have a look at it, and I think it's a great idea. I don't have any issues with it really at all. I see there's the creation of a 4-acre vineyard to be used in conjunction with the existing vineyard known as Maygar's Hill. The beef cattle, running 10 cattle on the land, the biodiversity improvements along the waterway, the soil stabilisation work. The proposed access is from Longwood Mansfield Road. I note 9 Mile Creek runs along one boundary, and I think this is a great idea. The site's gently undulating, sloping down towards the 9 Mile Creek, as it would slope the other one. And I'd like to point out on pages 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, where it ticks all the boxes literally. It complies with the general issues, the agricultural issues, and impact from the non-agricultural uses, dwelling issues, environmental issues, and it goes on. I think this is a great proposal.
Thank you, Councillor Mason. Councillor Williams.
I have to Councillor Mason on that, Mr. Chairman. I just, when you read through it and what you said, it complies with every rule and look at your site. That's what I want to support, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other comments? If not, we have a recommendation that council resolve to grant a permit in accordance with the officer's recommendation. All those in favour? That is carried 6 low. Thank you. Councillor Thompson back into the room. Okay, move on to 6.2, again in the hands of Melissa, Principal Planner. Planning permit application number P2020-025, use and development of land for dwelling and shed at Tubbs Road, Kamloo. Notice Councillor Thompson has returned to the meeting. Thank you. Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is also an application for a dwelling on a lot below the minimum lot size in the farming zone. This lot itself is for a 3-bedroom house with a lamb and cattle production on a 51-hectare parcel of land. This parcel is part of a broader property that is disconnected. They're not contiguous pieces of land. The subject site is fairly well bounded by existing vegetation, particularly on the southern and eastern boundaries from other properties, and it is undulating as well, but it tends to rise from the road up towards the northwest part of the property. The dwelling's located well on the property and it achieves appropriate setbacks from all adjoining properties for any potential agricultural impacts from next door from the neighbouring properties. So they're also proposing part of the farm plan that was put in to support the application is for cattle yards to be placed on the property to support the stock that will be run there as part of the enterprise. The record is coming towards council because it is below that minimum lot size, but it is still a relatively large parcel of land in terms of 51 hectares, and in character with the surrounding lots, there are a lot of lots that's similar size in that area. So it is respectfully requested that subject to the conditions on the planning permit, which include tying the whole farm plan under section 173 to the ongoing management of that land, as well as not allowing further subdivision of that property, that planning permit be issued for the dwelling on the lot. Thank you.
Okay, I also just say that this application is being heard for this committee due to the site being on a small lot farming zone. So we have a recommendation that council resolve to grant a permit in accordance with the officer's recommendation. Noting, as Melissa has pointed out, there are 18 conditions, 3 planning notes, 2 environmental health notes, 1 engineering note. Thank you, Councillor. Moved by Councillor Rayburn. Seconded by Councillor Mason. Thank you. Sorry about that. Councillor Rayburn.
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair. It's great to see people consolidating property and building homes in the district. It's a very good area of the Strathbogie Shire. I think it's great to have more families building homes on their properties. So I support this.
Thank you, Councillor Rayburn. Councillor Mason.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I note that the lot is part of the broader family farm, making up a total of 497 hectares. So, like Councillor Rayburn, I believe it's a great opportunity. I'll be supporting.
Thank you. Any other comments? If not, the recommendation is the council resolve to grant the permit in accordance with the officer's recommendation. All those in favour? All those in favour? All those against? That's carried 6-1. Thank you. Move on to page 45. I think it is 45. Again, in the hands of Melissa, our principal planner. 7.1, waiver of planning application fee, P2020-009, 35 Cowslip Street, Pilot Town, Victoria 3669. Use and development of land for community art building.
Thank you, thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is it's a fee waiver request, which is almost an administrative matter. However, the fees are designated under the planning and environment regulations, and any variation or waiver of fees must be at the consent of council. The applicant still has some consent to achieve prior to effecting the application being able to be formally assessed by planning officers, but in an effort to facilitate them through the process, the application at the moment, the report at the moment is for a fee waiver to allow the consideration and application for a community art building at 35 Cowslip Street in Barlowtown. The land is 35 Cowslip Street is council owned land, and the building would then become a council matter. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. We have a recommendation in front of us. I'll read it. That subject to obtaining land and manager consent for the works, council resolved to waive the fee under section 20D of the Planning and Environmental Regulations fees 2016. The planning permit P2020-009 for the development of land for a community art building, 35 Cowslip Street, Barlowtown. We got a mover. Thank you. Councillor Rayburn. Seconder. Thank you, Councillor Williams. Councillor Rayburn.
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair. As the town planner has stated, this is only for a waiving of a planning application fee. It's not approval for any development or anything. It's just giving them an opportunity to save some money through council on their application fee. And I support looking out to community groups to ensure that they have the best opportunity to be able to save money to help develop this development in the future.
Thank you, Councillor Rayburn. Councillor Williams.
Yeah, I was Councillor Rayburn saying very importantly about that community. Supporting this application, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Any other comments? If not, I'll read the recommendation again, so we all know what we are voting on. That, subject to obtaining land management consent for the Works Council, resolve to waive the fee under section 20D of the Planning and Environment Regulations Fees 2016. Planning permit number 2020-009 for the development of land for a community art building at 35 Cowslip Street, Barlowtown. All those in favour? Those against? That's carried 71. Thank you. Okay, move on to 7.2. In the hands of our town planner Dan Maloney. 7.2 is Euro Township Strategy, the final report. Councillor Mason.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that this matter be referred to the next council meeting.
Next planning meeting.
Yes.
Wait a second.
I'll second the motion. I'd like to send them
Yes, sorry, Councillor Williams.
to refer that to the decide to refer that meeting. Instead of next council meeting, yeah, I'd like to move an amendment that we decide that we decide meeting when we decide on Mr. Chairman. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Decide by council to hold a meeting,
When we decide, I'm sorry, I'm lost now.
when council decides to hold a meeting.
Right. That'll be the next planning meeting.
No, I think I'm
Now,
The subsequent planning.
so that's
Okay, so if you want to call,
happy with that, Mr. Chairman.
like, amendment, okay. I'm sorry about that, I misunderstood.
also,
Okay, so Councillor Mason, you just like to repeat why your reason for the deferral recommendation.
But I'd like to defer this matter
Yes.
to a subsequent council meeting to be decided.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I misunderstood. And Councillor Williams, you're happy to second that,
sure.
okay. Councillor Mason. Oh, you don't have to speak to it, I think.
No.
So it's okay. All right, we have a recommendation for this particular report. 7.2 is deferred to the subsequent council meeting to be decided.
Is it a council meeting or a planning meeting? Council.
Okay, all those opposed? That's carried 7-1. Okay, and finally, we go to 7.3, planning applications received 3rd of June to the 1st of July 2020. Recommendation is that the reporting of seconded by Councillor Williams. All those in favour? Thank you, that's carried 7-1. Okay, thank you for your participation in today's planning meeting. And I close the meeting at 4:20.